idiot. That's what you are, girl. Ugh. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we are unfortunately going to be discussing Amber Heard again. I'm gonna link a couple videos down below just in case you don't know my stance or you missed that video. My stance on Amber Heard is quite harsh, mainly because I don't like people lying about abuse because it makes a mockery out of people who actually went through abuse. It makes it harder for other victims to come forward because there will always be that example of like, oh, what about that one celebrity who lied about what happened to them? If you have looked at the collected evidence, no matter what the judge has said, to me, there is no real case on Amber Heard's side. I've seen so much more evidence from Johnny Depp's side. I've seen him taking the hit when she isn't really, because that would require having a career in the first place. And she also has prior issues with domestic violence, namely a girlfriend she had years ago. I wish male abuse victims were taken more seriously, and I think it also says a lot that one of the biggest actors in the country is struggling to have essentially due diligence, because if you have recordings of someone admitting that they hit you, you'd think that would be telling enough, and yet he's still struggling. So imagine people who might not have the funds or, you know, might just not be in the position to be able to afford to spend time creating a case like that. I am heated. Before we get into the video though, I did want to thank today's sponsor, which is Casetify. Casetify makes phone cases that have military grade drop protection, and they've recently launched a new collection that is not only stronger, but equivalent to 3 times military grade protection. On top of that, their impact cases are engineered with a 2-layer construction of Chi-Tech, ensuring drops of 6.6 feet. Casetify comes in a wide variety of colors and designs and can be customized with your name or monogram. Right now I'm using this sparkly case with sharks on it, and I chose red sparkles because it's like blood in the water, which is very cool of me, I must say. I also got this green dinosaur case that also has some neon in it. I got this one that has my initials on it at the very bottom, and then I got this case that also has my initials on the bottom and has a snake print. I highly recommend these cases and have used Casetify for years now. Go to casetify.com/readytoglare today to get 20% off your new favorite phone case. Amber Heard now being paid $33,000 to give talks on domestic violence. I'm just gonna say this. Simply because a judge finds you not guilty for something, it doesn't mean that you're not guilty. I mean, like, we have OJ as an example. But aside from that, it seems incredibly stupid to me, regardless of what you think about Amber Heard, regardless of where you stand on this. Let's just pretend we're Switzerland for a second. Regardless of where you stand, if a case is ongoing, if the dust has not settled, if there's no real consensus amongst the general public, what is the point? Like, what is the reason to hire someone who may very well be a domestic abuser to give talks on domestic violence, unless you're asking her for the opinion of an abuser, because then that would make sense. But here, clearly that's not the context.
And that you punched me in the fucking thing, and you in the face, and you said, no, fucking, no, I didn't. What the fuck are you talking about? And I watched you lie, and then I
didn't punch you.
And
by
then
the way, I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you, babe. You're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You know, even a lot of fights been around a long time. I know. Yeah,
no, when you fucking have a closed fist.
You didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you.
You can't.
I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
And also, disclaimer, because every time I make a video about Johnny Depp, people are like, he's not a saint. He's done this and that. That is not what's up for argument. I'm not arguing that he's a saint. I'm not arguing that he is this flawless, impeccable, godlike human who has never ever made a mistake. We know he's had substance abuse issues, fine, but that does not equate to an abuser. I have had substance abuse issues. I was an addict before. I have never abused a human. So the two things, Let's not conflate them. And it's also like, I think it's fucked up to invalidate a victim because in their past they may have done thing X, Y, or Z, because regardless of what they've done, nobody deserves to be abused. Amber Heard took a decisive turn last month when a British judge ruled that her allegations were credible and that it wasn't libelous for the Sun newspaper to describe Depp as a wife beater. Since then, his fortunes have fallen. He was almost immediately booted off Fantastic Beasts 3. His indie movie Minamata was removed from film festival lineups. He's apparently lost the role of Harry Houdini in a prestige TV show and is now described as radioactive by industry insiders. Heard, on the other hand, has seen her star rise. Now, this is also the point that pisses me off, is that no matter where you stand on this situation, if you are going to remove roles from Johnny Depp because you think he's guilty, why isn't Amber Heard losing any roles? Well, she might be losing Aquaman. I've seen back and forth and I don't know what is confirmed. I just think it's fucked up to take a side if, again, like I said, public consensus. I mean, Johnny has a very big supportive group of people behind him, but regardless, the case is still ongoing because Johnny Depp said he would continue fighting it. So removing roles from either of them seems dumb, but if you want to remove roles from one, you should do it to the other as well until we have some kind of understanding. Also, I would like to mention that said judge that decided that it wasn't libelous for the Sun to describe Depp as a wife beater also decided that voice recordings of Amber Heard admitting to hitting Johnny Depp, she fully admitted to hitting him, voice recordings of her saying that wouldn't be counted because they weren't under oath. Like, imagine a massive piece of evidence just being thrown out because they didn't take an oath before a phone conversation, or a conversation regardless. A fan campaign to get her fired from Aquaman 2 has amounted to nothing, unfortunately. She's reportedly being offered parts in other major franchises, and next will be seen playing a key role in CBS's adaptation of Stephen King's The Stand. Now she's got another nice money spinner on her hands as she's been hired by the Harry Walker Agency as a speaker. As written on their website, Heard is an outspoken advocate for women's rights and the civil rights of survivors of all gender-based violence around the world. Amber works with organizations that encourage survivors, both personally and politically, to come forward and reclaim their power. Amber makes frequent trips to DC to lobby and fight on the behalf of civil rights of women and the innumerable silent survivors of gender-based violence. Truly, it's astounding to me that Johnny Depp has lost all these roles and she's lost nothing, even with the public evidence of her admitting to hitting him. And it's also like, what I think about is the long-term consequence of all of this. Like, imagine all of these people who are dead set on believing that she is innocent, even though she's outed herself by admitting to hitting him, putting her in movies to seem like they're progressive or to kind of virtue signal some kind of like, oh, I stand with women, when the reality is going to be like, no, you don't stand with survivors. You stand with a person who has no evidence to prove that they're innocent and with so much evidence to prove that they're guilty. And you're going to put them in your movies and you're going to feel good about it right now, but in a year, 2 years, whatever the timeline is, it's not gonna look good and it won't have been the good PR move you think it is. And standing with survivors, I mean, we know this and this goes for a lot of communities, but companies jump on it when it's popular, not because they actually care. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't believe that companies actually care about any person's experiences, whether it's in the LGBT community, whether it's as a survivor. Like, I don't think they care. They just want to get clicks, get people to watch their movies, get people to interact with whatever content they're posting, and that's all there is to it. So the choice of having Amber Heard in movies and all the rest is certainly not because she's a talented actress, because, I mean, are we still pretending she has any talent? If you'd like to hire her to speak at your event, she can be booked for the pricely sum of $33,000. The agency describes her talks as deeply moving and says that hiring her is an excellent choice for a group or organization that's looking for some much needed inspiration from a woman who walks day to day looking to be a contribution. Of course, Heard is a divisive figure online, and I'm betting there are many people seething with barely contained rage at the prospect of paying her tens of thousands of dollars to talk about being a victim of domestic violence. It remains to be seen how many organizations will indeed pay up for her to make an appearance, but the site notes that she's already spoken at the Global Citizen Festival, the Social Good Summit, and the L'Oreal Woman of Worth Awards. We are staying zen. We're staying zen. The chakras are aligned, whatever those are. We're good. We're calm. We are in peace. The disappointment, I feel, is difficult to describe. It just gives me a sinking feeling in my chest. It makes me nauseated. Honestly, the most I think we can hope for at this point is just that in due time, we'll see what the reality of the situation is, which I think many of us already agree upon. I just hope it doesn't have the effect I predict it has, where victims' voices will be muted because she'll be used as a continuous example of like, oh, well, Amber Heard lied and people believed her. And that's exactly why this pisses me off. It's not because it's her, because she's like the most fucking dry piece of toast vanilla person I can even imagine. I frankly did not know who she was prior to her relationship with Johnny Depp, and still I only know her for Aquaman 2 and domestic violence. So it's nothing specific to her as much as what she stands for and what she's doing right now, which is so disturbing. Anyways, guys, you can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Feel free to disagree with me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.